I bought my little lake cabin 10 years ago with the dream of having a quiet escape from the chaos of city life. It wasn't much: 2 bedrooms, a squeaky screen door, and a deck that overlooked the water. But to me, it was paradise. I fished there in the summers, lit bonfires in the fall, and even strung up lights around the porch for winter getaways. It was more than just property. It was a part of me. But last year, out of nowhere, my HOA decided they had the right to give it away. It started with a letter. The HOA claimed I hadn't paid my special assessment fees. According to them, the community needed emergency repairs for the private road leading into the cabins. I never received any notice of this so-called fee, and when I called, they brushed me off. Still, I sent in a check just to settle it, only for them to say it was too late. The next thing I knew, I was being informed that my cabin had been auctioned off in some HOA-led foreclosure proceeding. They claimed it was all legal, but to me it felt like theft in broad daylight. I drove down to the lake, furious, only to find strangers unloading furniture into my home. The HOA president was there, smug as ever, saying, "It's out of your hands now. Maybe next time you'll read your mail." I could have lost it right there, but instead, I bit my tongue and left. I wasn't going to fight them with fists. I was going to fight them with their own rules. That night, I dug through every box of old HOA documents I had. Buried in the bylaws was a clause that most people overlooked. Any foreclosure or reassignment of property required a unanimous vote from all board members, not just a majority. I made a few calls and discovered that only 3 members had voted, out of 7. The vote was invalid. Even better, one of the board members had already resigned 2 weeks before the vote, which made the entire proceeding void from the start. I didn't confront them immediately. Instead, I filed a lawsuit, armed with their own bylaws as evidence. The case went to court faster than I expected, and when the judge reviewed the HOA's actions, she was visibly unimpressed. Not only did she rule that the foreclosure was illegal, but she also ordered the HOA to pay me damages for emotional distress and legal fees. The family who had been moved into my cabin was forced to vacate, and the HOA had to publicly apologize. But I didn't stop there. During discovery, I uncovered that the HOA president had been skimming money from special assessments for years. He had used the HOA as his personal piggy bank, funding vacations, a new car, even some questionable business expenses. With the evidence I turned over to the authorities, he's now facing criminal charges. The rest of the board dissolved in disgrace, and a new, fairer HOA was elected by the community. Now, every time I sit on the porch of my lake cabin and look out at the water, I smile. They thought they could take my home, but in the end they lost theirs, their power, their reputation, and their ability to bully honest homeowners. I didn't just get my cabin back, I got justice.